Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Blue Honor Vlog. I'm Kay Williams, author of Op Deck, Operation Deceit, Blue Honor, and the Trailokia Trilogy. Hopefully this month I'm looking at approving my cover. Probably not. Takes Scott a lot of time to work on that, so we're looking forward to it. It'll be the final item in the triptych of the three doors, which are significant in the narrative. So be sure to check that out. You can get Trailokia Trilogy online, Kindle. I think it's on Nook now. I think you can start it on Nook. Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And Wattpad has previews for them all. So if you have used Wattpad, you can go over and you can look at my books on there. All right, let's get started. So today the question was, most significant world event from childhood. So I wasn't really too awfully little, but I think it was pretty significant, and it was the Berlin Wall collapse. I remember that coming down, and it was just something that I didn't think would happen. I know that the United States and the Soviet Union have always been at odds, and we see that remaining today. Our officials tend to whip that up and keep that going on both sides, where the people are not interested in having this conflict any longer. We know that we're all human, living on one planet, one race, etc., and we're sick to fucking death of it. But they've got to stir up support somewhere, and usually they bid with the lowest common denominator, and those are people who are anti-communist, socialist, and they don't understand anything, about these different economies and stuff. A lot of our history class is propaganda and stuff. It has to go through a lot of channels to be approved, and there's a certain consensus that they want the population in the United States to have, so that's given to us very young. When you grow up and you go to college, you're going to learn a lot about that. Especially if you take history, you're going to learn how we're all kind of molded and told things, and it's not necessarily true, right along with Washington not chopping down any damn cherry tree. That's a myth. So it's consensus building. I recommend Larry May's Big Tomorrow. It's a great book that talks about how film is used as propaganda. So that was the biggest event in my childhood, was the fall of the Berlin Wall, and that was pretty epic. It was nice to see Berlin united again, and in a way that was kind of the close of World War II. If you think about it, that was held over from that period of time, and it's like, that's an awful long time to go. And then I kind of look back and go, geez, I was born around 30 years after the close of that war, and things were still going from it. And it's just crazy how history works, right, with all of that. And you'll see a lot of that talked about in my books and stuff in some manner, because I am preoccupied by history. Not just mythology and the paranormal, not Nazi spies, etc. Just a whole bunch of different things that I kind of feel interconnections on and stuff. As you know, my studies were about intertexts and how disparate topics kind of inform and cross over each other, creating a text. And stuff, more like a textile, more like a tapestry, if you want to think of it that way. A really unique weaving. So in order to understand things better, you may have to study a topic that is seemingly unrelated, but isn't. I always recommend to writers to over-research their work. Oh, sorry, Pepper just bumped the table. She's insistent on pets whenever I sit here. So yeah, check out the history of the Berlin Wall and all those intertexts and stuff that happened with that, and how it resulted of World War II and continued out from Cold War and all the stuff that went on between there, how it was used as a contrast between good and evil, etc. So it's really interesting stuff. It happened when I was a girl, and I was glad to see it happen. And I'm glad to see the reunification of Germany. They're doing pretty damn good moving on from that history, and I would like to see the United States address its difficult history so that the young people can move on. That would be great, you know, bring down our wall, so to speak. Until next time, before Finn starts barking, make sure you subscribe to the blog, and I'll see you back here next month. All right, bye.